teaching everybody how to read music, and my husband was one of them who didn't know a scrap of music. He was 52, right? And so we built up the group like that, and, you know, now everybody can read music. It's amazing. You know, it's not me, it's them. You know, they've worked really hard. Anyway, so where was I going with that? Shake, thank you. Okay, so we didn't have any instructions, right? These instruments came with no instructions, just a booklet, and it had the symbol but didn't tell you how to do it, and it gave you a description but it didn't show you. There's no videos or YouTube or anything out there 21 years ago. So I read this thing and it said, this is the shake, right? You play the chime and you shake it rapidly from, you know, like you shake it like this, right? Right. Okay. All right, so we did that. And this is what we did. When Debbie came over, she said, that's not how you play them like that. You actually do it like this. Ready? And right. Now, I'm a bit of a rebel. I kind of liked my sound better, so after Debbie went, I said, we'll just do the normal shake. Just be careful you don't hit them too hard. Right? And then the other one was, what was the other one she told us? Oh, the gyro. Oh, my goodness, the gyro. Okay, you know on a computer where you've got the little refresh button, you know how like got that little arrow that goes back like that? Okay, they said, play the chime, right, and rotate your wrist in a anti-clockwise motion as you go up. Okay, so we did this. Are you ready? And right? And look, I laughed at them, honestly. They looked like they were just about to be raptured away, right, in a helicopter or something. So this is how we did the gyro. You ready? 1, 2, 3. That's right. And so we did it like that. And as we said, we're teaching new people, you gather it into your heart. Gather it into your heart. If you've got two, you've got to go like this. Okay? So gather into your heart, otherwise you'll clap them together. Right. Oh, yes, and that one. Thank you, Lynette. Okay. Does anyone play the piano? Okay, you're familiar with the term staccato, aren't you? Yes, okay, and that means short and detached, yeah? Okay, well, on these instruments, it's called a martellato. Right, and this is what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3. Try it again, because it was so quick. 1, 2, 3. Right? And we did that for effect. Now, I remember it was here in Townsville. We went to an aged care home somewhere over there many years ago, and we do this kind of talk at the aged care home, and it's so funny when we did that and we did the effect, there was an older gentleman in front of me. He made me crack up. Honestly, he said, do you know what? He said, that just sounds like when I swallow my tablet. So funny. So I think, have we done them all? Oh, no, we've got the swing. We've got the swing, and this gives you a wow effect. Okay, don't hit anything behind you, guys. You ready? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Have I covered them all? Hey? Oh, the shimmer. Okay, all right. This was an effect that Debbie taught us the second time. Instead of table damping down or damping here and putting down, you shimmer down. So you play and you shimmer like this, but you've got to all go like a Mexican wave at the same time, otherwise it doesn't happen. Right, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. And down. It's one of those effects that, you know, if you're going to close with prayer, it's really lovely because chimes are used a lot in churches for worship, especially in America. Okay, so some of the pieces that are following have those effects. So now you know more about them, I think you'll appreciate them a little bit more. my favourite piece is, it's called Great Is Thy Faithfulness. When my husband and I were new Christians in the church, and we had records, if you can remember what they are. I know a lot of you will know what that is, and other people will be going, what is that? Okay, we had a record, and it was called Great Is Thy Faithfulness, and it was one of the main pieces on that record. I love it. We've known it for years, and it's just such a lovely, uplifting piece. Now, with this next one, How Great Thou Art, it's one of our favourites. We've played this for years and years. And we went for and normally when we play it in aged care homes and everywhere else. And usually once people recognise what it is, they start to sing. And that's okay. I just, say, keep going, and we'll just, everybody can sing. And I remember when we went to New Zealand on a tour, and we did a impromptu concert. It was sort of, it was about the time, let me think, there was a cyclone that went through somewhere, and we were in Christchurch, I think, Was it Christchurch we were in? Yeah. And we said we'd put on a concert, and so with the churches there, we were part of the concert. There was other people too, but you know the hall was packed. It was a fundraiser for this country that had been devastated by a cyclone, and they got good voices over there, man. Right? Usually I have the best position, you know, because if they play and you guys sing and I'm in the middle, it's like woohoo. You know what I mean? I have the best position. Well, those people over there started to sing. They were a lot of youth. And I tell you what, they started to lift the roof off the building. They sang so beautifully and so loudly. And these guys, they just kept singing all the verses. You know how many, there's lots and lots of them. And I just kept going, keep going, right? And they just had to keep going back and keep going until we got to the last verse. They just sang the roof off that hall. It was amazing. And you know what? They were that loud, they nearly caused the Thomas to lose their place. So, but usually when we play, it's really funny. We go into the aged care homes and you can see, you know, hear some of the older folks sort of just singing away sort of quietly in the background. So anyway, join in.
Hello, my name's Lynette Tennant. I'm from Mackay, and I've probably been in the group for about 5 years.
Hello everybody, my name's Ellie Shepherd and I've been playing chimes since 2008.
Hello, my name's Laurel Atwell. I can't remember how long I've been in for actually. We just enjoy it, so that's the main thing.
We do. I'm Carolyn Ross. I've played in this group for a bit and another group for a bit longer.
Hello, my name's Vicky, and I'm pleased to see you all here tonight. I hope you enjoy yourself. I've been playing for a few years, but not as long as some other people in this group.
Hi, I'm Danica, the little sister. I've been playing longer than been here a very long time. I think it's 17 years. So it's been a blessing. Happy to share with you, and I pray that you're blessed this evening. Thank you for having us.
Hi, I'm Damien. I'm Joshua's dad and Ellie's husband. And yeah, I've been playing with the chimes for just about a year.
Yo, what's up? My name is Joshua Andrew Shepherd. I've been playing since a year.
Okay, and you all know me. I'm Brian, Cynthia's husband. What happened was when they asked, it was Women's Prayers Ministry, and when they asked Cynthia to conduct, she said, yeah, on one condition, that I could go with her. And that's how I ended up the male in the group. We did have a couple of males for a while. We had Clacy Fatnana, you all know Clacy, and Auntie Kay. So, yeah, we've been around for a fair while.
Okay, so now we've got on our program the duets and the trios. Okay, and while they're setting up for that, I'll just tell you a little bit of some stuff that happened to us. You know, whenever we plan to come away or do a program, but it's mainly when we're going to travel to somewhere else and actually do a full weekend program or, you know, a tour. You know, Satan's right there, isn't he? And it doesn't surprise us when things sort of start to unravel. And if we've been going 21 years now, and I can't remember a time where we've actually gone away on a tour and everything's just run smoothly, right? And usually it's the first thing that happens. We go, oh, he doesn't want us to be up there, or he doesn't want us to go there. Well, guess what? You know, we're on the king's side, so we're going to be there. Right? And I'll just tell you this one. As you can see, we're a small group. We've had up to 15 or so in the group, haven't we? Like, we've been, you know, biggish on occasion, but mainly we run with around 10 ringers. And that's, you know, it's bare bone-ish. We can get away. You know, I'm not playing tonight except one chime. Sometimes I have to conduct and play too. Anyway, so one of our crew, I won't point them out in case they get embarrassed, one of our crew, about 2 weeks ago, 3 practices ago, got very sick. And of course COVID's flying around and that terrible influenza A, I don't know about up in Townsville, but boy, is Airlie Beach and Proserpine copping it. And that's why we're all wearing masks, because it's really rampant and very vicious. Anyway, one of our members got sick, and then so they couldn't come to practice, and then they were sort of coming out of it but still pretty crook, and then their partner came down with it and tested positive for COVID. But our ringer didn't test positive for COVID. And as you know, they come, you know, in, you do your isolation thing and come out. Well, they had to come out last Sunday. And they'd missed 3 practices. So in the meantime, just in case they tested positive for COVID, we had to sort of do plan B. And plan B was to pull Ellie, who is here, who normally doubles up with one of the back crew, down into a position she used to be in but hasn't been there for 12 months. So she had to come down. She had 2 practices. And then our lovely ringer, who was able to come with us, had practices and said she would take what chimes I had taken on. Now, this particular ringer is very, very good ringer, and she's a music teacher like me. And she said, I'll be right. And so tonight is her first actual. We had a very fast run through this afternoon with her looking at her new position. She had to come up into my position that I had taken over. So it's been like, whoa, okay. And so at the end of the last practice, we had a specific prayer and asked God to protect us for the week so that we could come. Because I said, and we still didn't know if this other ringer was going to be available till the Monday. And so when she rang on the Tuesday and said, yes, she could come, all good. And I said, we've said a prayer, we've had a group prayer that none of us would get sick, that we wouldn't, we're thinking COVID, influenza, that sort of stuff, because that would just wipe us out. And, if we're down one more ringer, we just can't come. If Brian can't, if he gets sick, he is driving the bus, right? If I get sick, I'm conducting, we can't spare anybody. Please, God, protect us. And he did, until last night, Satan slipped through a chink. And I have a condition called diverticulitis, and I don't know if anyone else has got it, but man, that can send me to hospital faster than you can say Jack Robinson. And if I get a temperature up to 38, I have to present myself to hospital. And so and it can strike without any warning. And when I say any warning, it's usually a day or 2 before, and I normally heed the signs. But of course, we're all stressed, and we're coming up to this concert, and we're doing. I'm still working. I teach 45 students, and the whole thing. And it sort of just slightly slipped by me, and all of a sudden, by lunchtime yesterday, I'm going, ew, I think I'm in trouble. And my husband was at work, and I rang him and I said, I think I'm in trouble. I'm going down with diverticulitis. And he went, oh, no. And I went, yep. I said, I haven't got a temperature yet, but anyway, I went for a massage, which I had booked. I do once a week massage because of the teaching. And she said, oh, you don't feel like you've got a temperature? And I said, oh, that's good. So I get home and I feel absolutely starting to feel wretched. And then I take my temperature. And I normally sit at about 36.2, 36.5 max, right? And it's heading to 37. And I'm going, no, oh, you're joking me. So I launch in and I carry antibiotic prescription in my bag and I race over to the chemist, right? Put it in and go off to do a little tiny bit of shopping to come back because I'm not feeling well, but I'm thinking, oh, if I get the antibiotics, I'll be right. Get back, and she said, I'm sorry, they've been filled. I said, how can they? They've just come out of my bag. And she said, no, well, we filled them back in March. I went, she said, you can go to the doctor, get them to get another one. I went, far out. So I go over to the doctor, and of course, they're all on lunch and nobody's there, and I tell them my story, and they went, we definitely haven't faxed anything over. I said, well, what can you do? Because I'm going down with diverticulitis, so I've got to go away. Blah, 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 blah. So they got another doctor to write a script. So I took it over to the chemist, and she said, no, beg your pardon, they were going to write the script. I went home, I cancelled all my afternoon students and went to bed with a wet pillow. And that stinking temperature just climbed. It shot up so fast, and it was 37.8. And I'm kind of going, oh, please God, no, right? And so I text my sisters, I text Danica, I text Ellie, I text a friend, and I said, please, can you pray? Because if I can't go tomorrow, we're sunk. And they all started to pray, and I felt dreadful. Anyway, in the meantime, Brian goes to get my prescription. They've only got 1 antibiotic instead of 2. So he had to go back and get the second one and blah, 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 blah. But finally, yep, all good. Got the antibiotic. I took them and went to bed feeling absolutely wretched. And I went, please, God, don't let it get to 38. And I fell asleep in my clothes, in my slippers. That's how sick I was. And I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning and my temperature was 35.5. And I looked at it and went, it's never that low. What's happening? Oh, horrors. So I got onto Dr. Google, who tells me it's okay and as long as it doesn't go past 35. I'm going, phew, 35.5, awesome. And in the end, I wake up, Brian, and go, I'm going to get up because I have so much to do. I hadn't packed, I hadn't done anything because I was too sick. And and in my head, I'm going, I wonder if I text everybody and say, please stop praying because it's going off the other end. And you know what? It stayed there, and it has stayed there all day. I'm here standing in front of you to tell you my temperature is 35.5. It has stayed there all day. Isn't that amazing? Isn't God good? Praise God. Praise God. Isn't that amazing? Because it would have just been really, really a disaster. Okay. So now we're going to do a couple of trios and quartets and so forth for you. And I must tell you one other thing very quickly. Very quick. Oh, no, no. Yeah, no, I'll just tell them one thing. We were coming up today and everything was going smoothly. Absolutely beautifully and smoothly. And we thought, oh, I must be the one that was in the firing line and we're all good now. And we get to Home Hill and Brian walks around the bus and goes, we've got a flat tyre. On the bus. This is a big bus. A flat tyre. Now, it wasn't just a flat tyre. It was a huge hole in the tyre. And God was so good because he allowed us to we didn't even know. Well, Brian thought something was up, but he didn't know. And when we got there and he saw it, a great big hole in the tyre like that. Isn't that amazing? And we were actually at the comfort stop at Home Hill. We could have been anywhere. We could have been on the side of the road for hours. And instead, because we were in Home Hill, the tyre person turned up within 5 or 10 minutes of the call. So again, isn't God good? With this piece we're just about to play you, I know some of you will know it under the title of The Rose, but I want you to think of what a friend we have in Jesus as we play this. It's actually, the words fit beautifully to it. So if you know the rose words, the rose, just forget those, okay? And think, what a friend we have in Jesus, because it's beautiful.